Hey, what's up, Internet? It's Clinton Davis, and let's get into it. Today I wanted to talk about the YouTube is over party. Now, first of all, these rules are basically rules that kind of make YouTube really only for creators who make PG-rated content. You can't, now they're not demonetizing all content that includes these things. They're kind of being selective with it. It's usually based on the titles and tags. But it's including things you can't have foul language, you can't have sexual content, you can't have drug use, but you also, this one's really weird, you can't discuss political conflicts or war even without graphic images shown. And for someone who wants to do news videos, this can be kind of troubling. It really scares me as a new YouTuber just starting out. I mean, I've only done like 10 videos, I think, and this could already affect me. I mean, I'm hoping to be able to monetize my videos soon, but that might not happen if they keep having rules like this where I can't talk about couldn't have talked about Omron, I can't talk about any of that stuff, but, and of course CNN can, but I can't because I'm the little guy. And of course, Philip Defranco went on his show to say this about it because his videos are getting demonetized a lot. So here's what he said.
Yesterday's video, and most likely many in the near future, will not be monetizable here on YouTube. Based off of this update, it appears it's because I use what they call excessively strong language. And they're explaining they're doing it because they're just following terms of service. That YouTube reserves the right to turn off monetization if a video doesn't follow our guidelines, which it appears my dirty, filthy, horrible mouth does not. And the thing is, I will say I love YouTube. Obviously, it looks like they're well within their rights to do this. It's their damn website. It is also incredibly fucking concerning. Many times on my show, I have talked about things that aren't great, just horrible things. By taking away monetization, it is a form of censorship. Taking away the ability to monetize a video where you're saying things that they don't deem okay. That's been described as censorship with a different name because if you do this on the regular and you have no advertising, it's not sustainable. But like I said, YouTube is of course well within their rights here. But what really bugs me about this is this was either a purposeful move that they did not give creators a heads up on because I've seen a ton of people complaining on it, or they're just asleep at the wheel. It is also a little bit concerning to me because yesterday's video, really the only things that were not advertiser friendly, not really much anything I said, but the stories I was talking about. We had the video of that social justice warrior screaming at her Lyft driver, being incredibly rude. We talked about the news and featured the video that Chris Brown uploaded. And it seems that by covering the real raw news story and not like watering it down, I got in trouble. Content, anything sexually suggestive, partial nudity, sexual humor, violence, including display of serious injury and events related to violent extremism, inappropriate language, including harassment, profanity, and vulgar language, promotion of drugs and regulated substances, including selling, use, or abuse of such items, and of course the horrifying, controversial, or sensitive subjects and events, including subjects related to war, political conflicts, natural disasters, and tragedies, even if graphic imagery is not shown. Just talking about it. Well, the issue many creators have with that is it doesn't seem like this is being administered across the board. If I look at any of the things that are reportedly banned, I can find big channels that then break that thing, but also have advertising on their videos. Sexually suggestive content, one of the biggest creators here on YouTube, Smosh. I could choose so many different ones. Let's just jump to Harry Potter deleted scenes. Ian Heacock's doing a sexy dance in a bra seems sexually suggestive. Sexual humor. Ads all over that stuff, even though one of the creators of that channel, Ian Heacock, doesn't think that this is actually a big deal. He decided to condescendingly tweet, YouTube changes policy, YouTuber deviously rubbing hands together. Yes, I can use the title, I'm getting banned on YouTube again. And then tweeting at me, everything's gonna be okay, and in the very unlikely chance it won't be, hey, we had a good run with these fake jobs. And I appreciate the fact that Ian's most likely joking a little bit, but it's also easier to say that when your content is skits, gaming, vlogs, and you're also one of the tubers that already made a ton of money and you're not thinking about the little guy. There's a whole big community out here that cares about news, opinion, commentary, conversations. Vulgar language, I mean, that's like 80% of the channels here on YouTube. I mean, for war, you can just look for everyone that was hosting videos of that bloody Syrian boy after a bomb was dropped on his house. CNN's got a nice little ad, Warzone stuff, boom, ads. So the question for many creators is, why not them but me? Which also then lends itself to the argument that a lot of people have that YouTube is censoring people that don't agree with everything social justice warriors are saying. But to that, I would not say I 100% agree with that camp. Based on everything I've been looking at, everyone's getting hit. I got hit, and yes, it does seem to be on a lot of videos where I have some not too liberal thoughts. But then a group that's also been hit a lot are the Young Turks, who are anything but conservative.
And then Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks ended up saying this, even though that he is completely confusing what Phil actually said, but here we go.
So look, the theories, by the way, that, oh, they're targeting people based on politics, and I love Phil Defranco. He's a good guy. I've talked to him 1,000 times at these different events, and I think he does a great show that appeals to his demographic, and he does a great job of reaching those guys. My nephew watches him, loves him, etc., right? But Phil, it isn't about you went after social justice warriors and YouTube made a political no, no, no. So number one, this is not YouTube's doing. So I not only am the host of this show, but I run the network. So I deal with advertisers, I deal with the business side all the time. This is standard fare for advertisers. Now, you can get angry at the advertising world, at the advertising agencies.
And what I have to say about that is I actually don't think that's the case. Because if you go on TV, many of these guidelines that they're using for advertiser-friendly content are broken constantly. I mean, these controversial topics, political conflicts or whatever, I mean, anytime you turn the TV on at 10 p.m. and watch Comedy Central, CBS even, or TBS, any of these channels, the late night talk shows are doing that. They're talking about political conflicts. 3 ad breaks per show. I mean, you can tell that it's not the ad industry doing this, it is YouTube. I mean, like, just turn on, like, Spike TV at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday and you'll see some really gritty action movie, and that's got a ton of ad breaks. So I definitely think it is YouTube doing this and not the ad industry. I really do think that, because I think that the ad industry does realize that if you put ads on things that people like, they're more likely to buy your product than if you just put it on, you know, only Minecraft videos. What I will say is I think this is a very stupid business move on YouTube's part, because they're taking down some of their highest grossing creators down, taking videos down from them, and, you know, you only make like 12% of the profits from your videos that go from the ads. I mean, YouTube makes most of the money that comes from ad revenue, and I've even seen that PewDiePie's ad videos demonetized. He makes them millions of dollars every video, and somehow they're taking his videos down. I mean, that's just stupid business. If you're a channel that, you know, you do stuff about video games and you do maybe like food reviews or something, and then you also do news, then maybe you could handle just having your news videos demonetized. But if you are specifically a news channel, it's going to be really hard to get money off your videos, which a lot of people, they've already gotten comfortable making a living off YouTube, and now this comes about and they can no longer make a living off YouTube. I think it's just ridiculous. I mean, these are unrealistic guidelines. They're very unrealistic. This is like the guidelines that you would use for if you were a toy company trying to advertise on something, like a children's toy company. Like if you were like Hasbro advertising My Little Pony, this is like the guidelines you would use for fucking that. Like this isn't guidelines for a site that creates stuff for various different age groups. This isn't guidelines that match with a general interest website. And that's what was so great about YouTube, and that's what is so great about YouTube, is that you've got people expressing a multitude of different opinions, and it doesn't get censored because someone might not like it. And like Anna Kasparian pointed out on the Young Turks, she said this:
many videos in the past that have been extremely critical of for-profit colleges. And for some time, it would be kind of hilarious, like out of nowhere, there would be advertisements for for-profit colleges on those very videos.
That's because it gets triggered by the tags.
I know it does, but it doesn't make sense, right? So if an advertiser decides, I don't want my ad to be on that content, that makes sense.
And I think that could be a contributing factor in this idea, because if you think about it, say you made a video called "The Home Depot Sucks Ass," and you were talking about all the shitty things that happened to you at Home Depot. Well then, Home Depot, because your video has Home Depot in the title, there might be an algorithm that puts a Home Depot ad in front of that video, and that wouldn't be the best idea for Home Depot to do. But at the same time, Home Depot might also want to be on, say, a video about No Man's Sky, and they get on there too. So, you know, it balances out. I think that's the beauty of YouTube, and that was one of the great things, is that they just take these ads, they don't really curate them that well, and they put them on videos of all kinds. And then, so say you're Menards or something, I've been seeing a lot of Menards ads, and they've got home improvement stuff and everything, and people who watch all different kinds of videos are what improve their homes. I mean, everyone does renovations and stuff to their homes, and So you could be watching the Young Turks, you could be watching Steven Crowder, big difference between those two, and you can be watching PewDiePie, you can be watching Leafy is Here, and you'll see a Menards ad, and you might think, yeah, I could use some new windows. That's the beauty of YouTube, because they can take anything and say it's like some deodorant. I mean, everyone uses deodorant, right? I hope so. So when you're watching any video on YouTube, you might see a deodorant ad, you might see 3 in a row, and then you think, you know what? Next time I buy deodorant, I'm getting that. And it's not clouded by, like, it doesn't have to be specific of, like, okay, these are young teenagers watching these videos, and they're probably stoners. So what do they want? Doritos. So we got to advertise Doritos on here. And it's not strategically placed, so the ads can be seen by more people, for one, and then they can also be seen by a multitude of different kinds of people, so that those people know to buy the products, instead of just thinking that a certain demographic wants Doritos and Mountain Dew. In reality, lots of people might want Doritos and Mountain Dew, Lots of people like snack foods. That's the difference between YouTube and TV ads, because on TV, it's very strategic. It's like, okay, well, this channel is primarily watched by young people in their 20s, and young people in their 20s use dating sites, they eat snack food, some of them like to eat healthier, so we'll put some Grays and Nature Box ads in there. I mean, it's very strategic, but with YouTube, that's the beauty of it, is that your ads get seen by a bunch of different kinds of people, and, with every interest group, there are intersections. Like, you like video games, you also like cartoons, you like the news, you also like comedy. So then, if those things intersect, then there's chances that your consumer products interests might also intersect, and that you might be into multiple different things of different kinds, because you're a human being, and humans aren't just interested in one little thing. Just because it's not only 20-somethings that like Doritos and Mountain Dew, it's not only 20-somethings that use dating sites. And I think if YouTube really wants to make some money from the advertisements, they're going to have to realize that. They're going to have to realize that advertisers who advertise on YouTube are doing it because they realize that it's not just one group of people who like one specific thing. Everybody does home renovations. I mean, not everybody. I mean, I live with my parents, so I don't do them. But some people, a lot of people do home renovations, and it's people who watch all different kinds of videos. And that's why you see a lot of Menards ads. And Menards can advertise on anything. I mean, demonetizing videos only limits the amount of times that a Menards ad can be seen. I don't know about you, but personally, I think that's really bad for Menards. Because if they're being seen by a bunch of different people who watch a bunch of different kinds of videos, think about it, people don't do home renovations that often. But if a YouTuber gets 3 million views, the chances are some of those people in that group are going to want to be doing home renovations soon, and then another YouTuber gets 1,900 or something on their videos, and your ad shows up on there, well, then there's a chance you also get some other people, and that's the great thing. It doesn't have to be, okay, we're only being seen by people who watch this one channel at this specific time. And that's really all I have to say on this. If you like this video, like it. If you want to give me some feedback, or you want to tell me what you think about this situation, you can comment in the comments down below. And if you want to see more of stuff like this, please subscribe. And also, if you're still watching this video, as always, I love you more than my emotionally detached personality will allow me to express, and that frustrates me deeply. Goodbye.